All right, are we all set up? Yep, hair's good. Okay, here we go. So, hey guys, thanks for chatting to Thanks for chatting to Good Call Live today. I'm Shannon. So, if you want to introduce yourselves to start with.
All right, I'm James. I'm vocals for Dracorex.
And I'm Rick, the guitars for Dracorex.
Awesome. I was going to ask how to pronounce. I was saying Dracorex or Dracorex, and I'm really bad at pronouncing band names. That's like one of my faults, I guess you could say.
No, well, you're not the first one to pronounce it Dracorex. I think Ash from Atomic Riot thought it was Dracorex as well.
Yeah, no, Draco like Draco Malfoy, Rex like T-Rex.
Dracorex. Yeah. All right, just pick me up if I keep getting it wrong.
No worries.
I'm really good at that. I overthink things. So anyway, let's get into it. So thanks for taking some time out to chat with me today for Good Call Live. You guys hit my radar late last year when I stumbled across you on Facebook and tuned into your demo track, Last Days. So the raw rock and roll sound and whole attitude that came through that track really caught my attention straight up. So, yeah, I totally dig your sound. So tell me a bit about the band. How did you guys come together and decide to make music together?
Well,
all right, yes, you can take that
one. Well, I put out a post on on the old Facebook, as you do.
Yep.
Looking for band members. I'd moved cities to start a band, and my efforts at that point were fruitless. And then, of course, I put out this post, and almost immediately, Rick and Jake both contacted me about it, and then the ball was rolling, and it didn't stop rolling.
Pretty much met up for the first time. Started playing started fucking around with some riffs.
Yep.
There's just a good energy in the room. For lack of a better word.
Yeah. The room being like crappy little kitchen.
Shitty little James was living in like a bungalow at the time, and like the only space that we had was like his little granny flat kitchen thing. That would have been like maybe a total of like 8 square meters or something like that.
It was fucked. Yeah.
So we just had like all the amps like cramped in there, and we're like basically like sitting on the amps because there was no room for like a chair separate from your amp. Playing like guitars like up like that for this, just to have the space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. We're flowing pretty good, so we're like, yeah, fuck it.
That's it.
That's awesome. It sounds like it was very cozy, the beginning. Like a very good way
to
you're stuck in a little space together. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you didn't know each other previous to that?
Kind of in passing. James and I had like seen each other out and about, like friends of friends kind of thing, but never really hung out.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, but Jake had randomly added me on Facebook the week before.
Don't you love that?
And so it just clicked in like perfectly. I don't know what that is.
I think I randomly added Jake or vice versa as well, which is kind of how I discovered you guys too. I love how music just draws like-minded people together. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's amazing how it does that. It's I've noticed there's like a whole sort of network over Facebook of just people who've come together because of a mutual love of music. Because I'll add people from overseas, and they have like over 100 mutual friends with me. I don't know how, how it comes to be, but
it's crazy.
Modern age,
Yeah. It's a special family to be a part of. I think the music world. Isn't it? It's super cool. Yeah. So now I read that you collectively, as a band, have a single goal, which is to bring a little passion back into rock and roll. I absolutely love that. I love that. So do you think you've already achieved that? And will you keep bringing the passion?
I don't know about already. We've already achieved it amongst our like circle of mates.
Yeah.
Like convincing our mates to like dress rock and roll because they think it's not cool, not like to fit in kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just like every now and then you'll have a mate be like, oh man, I'd love to buy like a zebra print shirt because I think they're cool, but like everyone's gonna think I look like a dick or a wanker. It's just like, fuck what they think, man. Just get the shirt.
Yeah.
Like, wear what you want, dude. Like,
Was that Nick?
yeah.
Yeah, true.
Just jobbing people in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, so like we definitely want to push that forward though. Like because I think that's what made us like fall in love with rock and roll in the first place, is like people just doing their own thing, have like trying to have a bit of a party with their mates, like just
Expressing
makes you
yourself
happy,
through
yeah.
your music.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. That's very cool. So it seems it's been quite a whirlwind since the beginning. So I watched your social media pages grow really quickly in fans and followers. And I believe your first live show in Melbourne was like a huge success. So how does it feel for things to have taken off fairly quickly?
It was a good feeling.
Yeah, we're kind of just like, we sort of set our sights high, and then we're like, oh fuck, like fingers crossed if it works, and then it did, and we were like a little bit surprised.
Still the memory of the first show is like burned into my brain. We finished the set and everything like that, and started playing. I turned to you and I just grabbed you. I'm like, yes! Like fucking just like charging through, and
yeah. No, that first show was awesome because like we were really confident we'd put together like a good sound, but more than that, like we were really hoping that the event itself was like a good event to be at, not just oh, rock up, watch a band play, go home kind of thing. Like we really wanted people to like meet, like make friends while they were there, like actually have like a fucking night on the town.
Yeah.
And like we spoke to a few people after we got off the stage, and it seemed like that was like we had achieved that vibe. So like we were stoked.
Absolutely.
And let us know that it was something that you can actually make happen, kind of thing. So like now we're like, all right, cool. Well, now that precedent's been set that you can fucking do that, then like, shit, we're gonna swing for the fences.
That's it.
Yeah, I can only imagine it must have been an amazing feeling. So I wish I'd have been there. I always want to be in two places at once with Melbourne and Brisbane. The music scene is fairly similar, and I might skip forward to one of my questions, which is meant to be further on, but I was going to say the Melbourne music scene is absolutely chock full of talent. When I visited not long ago, I found it very welcoming and like a little close-knit sort of family, but very accepting of everyone, and Brisbane's very similar to that. So I absolutely love that. How do you guys feel about the Melbourne music scene?
It's kind of like divided into like, I guess you'd say like little pockets. Yeah, almost all. Yeah, it's a little bit clicky.
Is it different genres or?
Yeah, for sure. So there's kind of like a rock crowd and a thrash crowd and like a death metal crowd, and there's a bit of overlap between each of them, but for the most part, like they're not really unified behind enjoying just like heavy music in general. So everyone's kind of got their little niche that they like, and
well, I mean, also people's personalities click in different ways too. You get different little pockets of the rock crowd who just get along better with each other than they do with others of the scene, but they still all end up at the same event. So it's like,
but at the same time though, it's like we think that's all very surface level experiences though, because like we get into a room with any cunt, whether it be like a thrasher or a black metal cunt or like fucking someone who's into glam, you just grab them by the collar and you're like, cunt, we're doing shots, and all of a sudden they're part of your group now.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's easy enough to make friends.
People together.
Yeah,
definitely. So speaking of people from different scenes and all that sort of thing, I noticed your bio opens with a quote from the lovely Matt Melko from Orpheus Amiga. Quote being, "What the fuck was that? I have no idea how to describe what I just saw." Which was quoted after seeing your first live performance. Very heartfelt words there from Matt. I can totally see why you would have put that at the opening of your bio. But in all seriousness, that's totally what you want, hey? Like, you want someone to come in and see your live show and just be like, wow, that was so fucking cool. Yeah,
I agree.
Asking him about using that quote was like, it was like awkward as for me, like when I was just like, hey man, so like, remember how like after that show you were saying all this sort of stuff? It's just like, yeah, I'm like, can we actually use that quote because we think that's like it's dead set the exact thing that we want people to react to. He's just like, yeah, man. I mean, like as long as I don't sound retarded when I'm saying it. Just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, I thought that was He's a nice guy. They're nice guys. The Melko brothers. Did I say that right? The surname?
Yeah. No, they're good lads. They
top blokes.
Yeah, fond karaoke friends.
Karaoke brothers.
Karaoke brothers. Once you are Rasputin with the Melko, you're bonded for life.
That's it.
That's pretty cool. So I've gone a bit all over the place with my order of my questions, so bear with me a minute, sorry. So have you all been making music for a long time? Like, were you all in other bands prior to this one, and are they bands that we might know?
Kind of. So I think this is James's like first
band I've been in since being in Melbourne, but I was in a band called Dirty Jane in Adelaide, who did a singular interstate show, which was here in Melbourne at Lost Bar. But we didn't really do much besides that. We had like one sort of like single release and stuff like that. This is definitely the band that's done, or that's the most switched on that I've been in, which has been good.
The most drive.
Yeah, the most. Yeah, absolutely. Most potential.
But yeah, the rest of us have been playing in Melbourne for like a pretty good amount of time. So our drummer Nick plays for Terra Maze and Witchgrinder at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake, the bassist, used to play for the Strays. And he was like touring with Glenn Matlock from the Sex Pistols as his like bassist for a little bit there.
Yeah.
I used to play for Witchgrinder like not too long ago. And before that, like a death metal outfit called Illa Turbo.
And of course, your street shredding.
Oh yeah, and before COVID hit, I used to like busk around the city, just playing like heavy metal riffs out the front of bars. So like 3 a.m. the bar closed, a bunch of cunts come out and just like rip like Aussie solos and like a little bit of Slayer. just watch like Munted cunts come out of bars, start pits on the street. Like, these poor dudes coming home from like a late dinner or something from like the Duff Club next door, like trying to get in between like 30 dudes who just come out of Heartbreaker and were like headbutting each other and stuff. It's the best. Actually, there's a video floating around. I don't know where to find it, but because so out the front of Heartbreaker, there's like this little like electric box thing. Like I don't know what they're called, but it's like where it houses like our electricity,
like giant fuse
thing.
box.
Yeah, exactly. And I was playing like right next to one of them, and a dude like climbed up onto that and like jumped off of that into like a random passerby.
Oh man.
Which you know, a fight nearly broke out, but everyone kind of calmed down. But like, I just thought it was absolutely hilarious.
That's amazing. Rock and roll on the street.
That's it.
Yeah, it's where it belongs.
Yeah.
That's where it belongs. Rock and roll on the streets. Rock and roll belongs everywhere, right?
Yeah, dead set.
So going back to playing live, how are you guys surviving without, being able to play live at the moment? You must be struggling a bit, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's grim. But we're keeping busy though.
Yeah, we've kind of redirected our energy towards like songwriting and and recording. So like we're going to go next with my next question. I'm just going to interrupt you. But let's talk about the new single. I Can't Say No. It's an absolutely killer track. So that's one of the reasons we were chatting today. Oh, it's a cat.
Yeah, special guest.
This is my cat, Bam.
Hello. What's the cat's name?
Bam. He's named after Bam Majura.
Nice.
And just like Bam Majura, he's a shithead.
Bam's just taking the attention away from the new single release. Bam, get out of the picture. No, there's always room for cats. cats and rock and roll. Why is it that they go together, by the way? That's the thing,
I
right?
don't know. Probably because cats have the same attitude. They don't really give a shit.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah, just like rock and rollers, cats love to like knock shit off of tables and break stuff.
yeah.
Dude, that is a super cool read. I've never even put all of that together. That makes perfect
Yeah.
sense.
It's why cats. It's why cats go so well with it.
At least this cat.
Yes.
This cat's, I reckon he might secretly be a bit of a cokehead because 3 a.m. every day, sprinting up and down the fucking house.
That's awesome. All right, so let's go back to the new single. So tell me about it. Tell me who wrote it. Tell me what it's about. I want all the details.
All right.
Sure.
Well, Jake wrote the lyrics. Our bassist wrote the lyrics for the most part. Then he and I finished them off when I was in Ivanhoe.
Yeah. So so our process is usually someone will come into the room with like a mostly formed song. In terms of like either the lyrics are already like fully drafted with maybe like like a main riff or something like that. And then we'll jam it out in the room and we'll figure out like our individual parts from there. And then we'll write it all out like on like a guitar pro, like we'll write it all out and then we'll kind of sit down and as a group workshop everyone's parts individually. So like so in this instance, Jake wrote most of the lyrics and then James helped him finish it off and then we brought it into the group. And then as a group, we'll kind of like, oh, you know, maybe shift this word around here, maybe like sort of thing. And then I wrote like the main riff.
You already had this riff ready to go because I think when we started writing the music before what would become the music, Can't Say No, we didn't really have any lyrics for it, and then Jake sort of came out with those lyrics.
So like so I had the main riff and I think like the chorus chords, like ready to go from just fucking around, making my own time, and then Jake came in one day and he's just like, hey, I've got like lyrics for that riff that you've been sitting on.
And it went from there, really, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And
that's awesome.
The song didn't sound anywhere near as complete until we'd actually recorded it. That's the bonus of like recording these things is you hammer out the nitty gritty of it and everything like that, and the way it turned out was
re-listening to individual sections like a million times, being like, this is good, but it's not like good. This is adequate, and then like, and then someone will pop up like it always happens the same way. We'll listen to the same section of the song like over and over again, with like two people listening intently, being like, fuck man, it just needs something, and then someone else is on their phone, and they're like, what are you guys talking about? And then they'll listen to it once and be like, oh, we should just do this. And then it's like the thing that it was missing the whole time.
Yeah, actually, we've had a moment like that for almost every song.
That's awesome, though. So it all comes together in the end, and then, you know, you just pump out these killer tracks. So that's really cool.
And everyone in the band really pulls their weight in terms of songwriting. Like, I don't think there's a song that we've written so far that doesn't have like at least 2 or 3 like really killer moments that each person individually has added to that mix. So we're definitely like more than the sum of our parts kind of thing, I reckon.
Yeah, it seems like a really good lineup that you've got going. Like the connection seems to be working really well, and like I can hear that through your music. Like I haven't seen you live yet. I hope to, but I can certainly feel that energy from the 4 of you, which is really cool. So speaking of wanting to see you, do you guys have any plans once everything is safe and restrictions are lifted to come to Brisbane maybe?
So we've kind of, nothing's set in stone at the moment, but our plans at the moment is we're currently recording our next single, which we want to put out in, we don't want to put a date on it because like, you know, we want to make sure it's like nailed first.
We'll put it out when it's ready.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, the plan is to get either an EP. If we're still in COVID after we release that, to drop an EP. If we're not, then East Coast Tour is like our next goal. Absolutely.
Yay, that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask that, whether there's maybe an EP or an album on the way, maybe a music video. Any plans for a video?
Yeah, we've been throwing around some ideas for a video. We just want to because the ideas that we have involve like a good amount of people, so that's like a similar deal to like for the tour thing, where it's like we don't want to half-ass, like we don't want to put out anything half-assed or like what's the word,
something that isn't up to the standard that we
exactly
imagined it in.
Yeah,
like
that's really important too, to make sure you're not putting out
once it's released, it's out forever kind of thing.
Yeah,
can't unrelease it.
I mean, you know, there are bands that delete stuff and stuff, but like people know it was there, man. They saw it.
That's used to be like my favorite thing when I was a kid, like hearing rumors of like, oh man, did you hear about like this band? They've got like this underground demo. There's like 36 tapes in the world, and you're like, oh fuck, really? And then like, oh yeah, my uncle's cousin's best friend's pet dog owns one, and then like fucking you pull some strings, you get a copy of this demo tape, and it's fucking garbage. You're like, oh, that's why they didn't release any more than 36.
That's it.
That should have stayed in. Yeah. That's funny. So I have totally thrown myself out here because I have mixed up all my questions so much. So yeah, I do have notes here. And we've also kind of answered a few, which always happens organically because that's how I do my interviews. You know, it's just a chat, and I want you guys to be comfortable and me too, even though I still get nervous before every single interview. Actually, there's a question. Do you guys get nervous before every performance, like live shows?
Yeah,
a little bit.
I do. Yeah. I've got less stage experience than the other guys, so I get a bit more wound up. But once
the first note, I think the key, at least for me, is like making sure that the first song, like the first note, is just dripping with vibe. Because like I'll get like nervous as fuck before coming on, but like if there's like some sort of big opening note or something like that, you like let that ring out, feel the amp kind of like fucking rattle your bones, and you're like, I've kicked into gear.
I miss that. I miss being at live shows and when the first notes start and you hear it vibrate in your chest and you're just like, yeah, this is live music. It's just
I've ascended.
Exactly. It's a whole other world. It really is. I miss it so much. I can't wait for live music to be back. So let's talk more. Sorry.
Oh, we're with you on that one.
Yeah, 100%. It's really affected a lot of people, I think, like musicians and then people who work in the industry. And it's just like more than just taking away jobs and finances and stuff. It's taking away a piece of my heart. That sounds really dramatic, doesn't it? But it's true.
Yeah,
we're really worried for all our roadie mates because they used to be all like fucking super jacked because they're roadies.
Yeah.
But now they're not lifting amps all day, every day, so they're going to come out looking like musicians.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a weird mix. I wonder how Conan's doing.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's all right.
Yeah.
But,
won't anyone think of the roadies? We need to bring the music back.
We'll just help them like. No, actually, there's a dude who who I met like not too long ago who used to be like a lighting production roadie, and I was just like, oh, what are you doing at the moment? And he's like moving furniture because it's like basically the same thing, like without plugging anything in.
True.
Oh dear, it's sad, but it's coming back. We're slowly getting it back. All right, so I think we've gone through almost everything. I'm going to wrap it up with a couple of quick questions. So rock and roll is clearly your thing. So if I can get both of you to pick who your ultimate rock god and your ultimate rock goddess is. I know it's a hard question. So you want to pick one?
Okay, rock goddess, straight away, Joan Jett.
Nice.
2000%. She is literally about my mum's age, and that does not change anything for me because Joan Jett is Joan Jett, and I am in love with that woman. Rock God is harder because my first instinct is to say Axl Rose because sort of he inspired me to be who I am now. But I'm also a massive fan of Blackie Lawless.
Yeah, true.
So
We love hanging shit on him for how much he loves Wasp.
yeah, they do.
Don't get us wrong. We all love Wasp. But James just loves Wasp that little bit extra. Where if we ever want to shit stir, we know that's the way to go.
Nice.
Yeah. For me, I reckon Ann Wilson would be, or Ann Wilson or Nancy Wilson from Heart would be my rock goddess.
Yeah.
Fucking killer pipes, and like she still sounds just as good today as she ever did. Or Nancy being like female guitar fucking virtuoso of like late 70s, early 80s kind of vibe. Rock god, I'd have to say probably Dimebag Darrell, just because like redefined what it means to be like a shredlord on guitar, and like he got shot at a gig and like still tried to finish the gig before dying, and like if that's not fucking not rock and roll as fuck. I don't know what it is.
That's pure rock and roll. I didn't know that he was still trying to play after he got shot.
Yeah, I mean he didn't because he died, but he gave it a go.
But his final moments were like him still trying to shred, being like, I've just been shot with a fucking shotgun, but the people need their rock and roll, man. Like
I don't know what kind of gun it was.
It was a shotgun, I know.
Jesus, that's even more awesome.
Yeah, that's
that's a way to go.
That is a way to go. It's not ideal, but again, he spent his last moments still trying to like do his thing.
To fucking bring it.
And I think that does definitely cement pure rock and roll hero status, like right there.
Yeah. If not Dimebag though, probably Bon Scott.
True.
Yeah.
True. Bon Scott.
I reckon I could pick a huge stack. I always personally, my rock goddess, PJ Harvey. I just love her. I think she's amazing. And then I'm a huge Dave Grohl fan, so he's my rock god forever.
Didn't he play the devil in Pick a Destiny?
He did play the devil in Pick a Destiny.
He did. He's done many things outside of. Well, he's just done many things. Like he's pretty amazing. Yeah.
The first Foo Fighters album, was that just him?
The first Foo Fighters album, I believe so. Yeah, I think he recorded all the instruments. Yeah.
Yeah. Always a huge level of respect for someone who does that. So I know
he did that too with the fucking broken leg in the wheelchair. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
He broke his leg on stage.
On stage, fell off the stage, broke his leg, and then was like, "Nah, just like fix it up while I'm still playing." It's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
Just literally the show must go on.
Yeah, and then Axel borrowed it for a part of the tour.
Yeah, right.
Borrowed the throne that they built him.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, Axel used it for like the longest time during the tour because he fucking broke his foot not long after that happened.
No shit.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All these rock stars injuring themselves, but still going. That's rock and roll.
No,
all right, guys.
man.
I think we'll wrap it up. My final question was just to ask about what's coming next from the band, but we did kind of touch on that already. So we've talked about the possibility of an EP. You've definitely got a new single coming soon with no set date.
New single. It'll be out before the end of the year. Probably like, I don't know. We keep setting like really long dates for ourselves so that we don't ever like.
We're not
so that we're never like missing deadlines, and then it ends up like being finished way earlier than we expected, and we're just like, fuck it, we'll do it now then.
Yeah, literally. It's better to be ahead of schedule than behind.
It'll come when it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But we're hoping for a new single in like I don't know, couple of months max.
Yeah.
And then it'll be fucking straight in the studio after that.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep the constant recording going.
Keep the rock rolling.
That's it.
Absolutely.
A nice little shot of Bam.
Yeah. Hey, Bam. All right. Well, I'll let you guys go. It's been really great chatting and meeting you via Zoom. I really look forward to hopefully meeting you in person and seeing you guys rock out on stage in Brisbane sooner than later.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
Good Call Live. See you guys.
See you later.
Bye.